They trained for years, perfect aim, perfect strategy, perfect teamwork. On paper, they were unstoppable. Fans hyped them up, analysts predicted easy victories, and everything pointed toward dominance. But esports doesn't care about expectations. Under the brightest lights with millions watching, even the best can fall apart, and sometimes they don't just lose, they collapse. In esports, the difference between greatness and disaster can be just a few seconds. A missed shot, a wrong call, a moment of hesitation, and once things start going wrong, it's like a chain reaction. Confidence turns into doubt, doubt turns into panic, and panic? That's where everything unravels. One of the most brutal aspects of esports is how fast momentum shifts. A team can be dominating 1 minute, completely in control, executing strategies perfectly. And then suddenly, everything flips. The opposing team adapts, pushes back, and cracks begin to show. Communication breaks down. Players stop trusting each other. Instead of playing like a team, everyone starts trying to fix the game alone. And that's when things truly fall apart. Some of the worst performances in esports history didn't happen because players lacked skill. In fact, it's the opposite. These were top-tier professionals, players known for insane mechanics and clutch plays. But under pressure, something changes. The same player who hits impossible shots in practice suddenly misses easy ones on stage. The same team known for perfect coordination starts making basic mistakes. It's not a skill issue, it's a mental one. Imagine being in that moment. Your heart is racing. Your hands feel slightly off. You know millions of people are watching. Every move you make is being analyzed in real time. And then you mess up. Just once. But that one mistake sticks in your mind. You start thinking about it instead of focusing on the game. And then it happens again and again. Before you realize it, you're stuck in a loop of overthinking and errors. This is what players call tilt. It's one of the biggest reasons behind disastrous performances. Tilt isn't just frustration, it's a complete shift in mindset. Instead of playing smart, players become emotional. They take unnecessary risks. They ignore strategy. They stop communicating effectively. And once tilt sets in, it's incredibly hard to recover. Then there are the infamous reverse sweeps, the kind of losses that feel almost impossible. A team is leading comfortably, just one game away from victory. The trophy is within reach. The crowd is already celebrating. And then they lose a round. No big deal, right? But then they lose another. Suddenly, pressure starts building. The opposing team gains confidence. Momentum shifts completely. And before anyone can process what's happening, the team that was dominating is now losing. Again and again until the final result is something no one expected. Those are the performances that hurt the most. Not just because of the loss, but because of how close they were to winning. Being one step away from victory and then watching it slip through your fingers is mentally devastating. It's the kind of experience that can haunt players for years. Overconfidence also plays a huge role in some of the worst performances. When a team believes they're unbeatable, they sometimes stop adapting. They rely too heavily on what worked before. They underestimate their opponents. And when things don't go as planned, they're not prepared to adjust. That's when panic sets in. Because suddenly, the easy win isn't so easy anymore. Preparation is everything in esports. Teams spend hours studying their opponents, analyzing strategies, and refining their gameplay. But when preparation is lacking or when teams fail to adapt mid-game, it becomes painfully obvious. Strategies fall apart. Players hesitate. And in a game where decisions need to be made in milliseconds, hesitation is deadly. Another factor that contributes to poor performances is stage pressure. Playing from home is completely different from playing on a massive stage. The lights, the crowd, the noise, it all adds a layer of intensity that not every player can handle. Some thrive in that environment, feeding off the energy. Others feel overwhelmed. Their focus slips. Their timing feels off. And suddenly, they're not playing at their usual level. What makes esports unique is how visible failure is. Every mistake is recorded, clipped, shared, analyzed. There's no hiding from it. In traditional sports, a bad performance might fade over time. In esports, it can go viral within minutes. One misplay can become a meme. One bad game can define how fans see you. And that pressure doesn't just come from the audience, it comes from within. Players have expectations for themselves. They want to perform. They want to win. And when they don't, the disappointment can be overwhelming. That mental weight can carry over into future matches, affecting confidence and performance. Some players never fully recover from a terrible performance. It can damage their reputation, break team chemistry, even end careers. Organizations may lose trust. Fans may turn critical. Opportunities can disappear. It's harsh, but that's the reality of competing at the highest level. But not every story ends that way. For some players, their worst performance becomes a turning point, a wake-up call. They analyze what went wrong. They work on their mental strength. They come back stronger, more disciplined, more focused. And when they succeed again, it makes their journey even more powerful. Because failure, as painful as it is, can be one of the greatest teachers. The worst performances in esports history aren't just about losing. They're about what happens when pressure meets human limits. When skill isn't enough, when the mind becomes the biggest obstacle. These moments remind us that behind every player is a human being, someone who feels pressure, fear, and doubt just like anyone else. And in those high-stakes moments, even the best can break. But that's also what makes esports so intense, so unpredictable, and so real. Because at any moment, the game can change. The strongest team can fall. The best player can miss. And the story everyone expected can turn into something no one saw coming. That's the beauty and the brutality of esports, and it's why we can't look away.